Nobody is going to tell you this to your face. Not your doctor, not your children, not your closest friends. Because they love you, because it feels cruel, because there are no polite words for it. But here is what is happening quietly in millions of homes right now. A grandmother leans in for a hug and her 7-year-old grandchild pulls back just slightly. A retired man notices people on the bus shift away from him. A 72-year-old woman showers every single day, uses good soap, wears clean clothes, and still senses something is off. She cannot name it. She cannot smell it on herself, but she feels it in the way people hold their breath just a little. If any part of that story sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because what you are experiencing is not poor hygiene. It is not laziness. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is biology. Documented, measurable, completely explainable biology. And once you understand it, you can do something about it. Today, we're going to walk through 5 biological reasons why the human body smells different after 65. For each one, I am going to explain exactly what is happening inside your body. Not just what to do, but why your body is doing this in the first place. That is the piece most videos skip. We are not going to skip it. We are also going to talk about when this advice may not apply to you, what to say to your doctor if you need help, and what family members watching this can do right now. Stay until the end, because the last thing I'm going to tell you is the most important, and it has nothing to do with soap. Sign 1. The compound your skin starts making after 50. Let us start with something that will genuinely surprise you. After age 50, the human body begins producing a fatty chemical called 2-nonanol. Your skin manufactures it naturally as part of a process called oxidative degradation. Essentially, your skin cells break down certain fatty acids, and 2-nonanol is what gets left behind. It concentrates in the oils your skin produces, particularly on the neck, chest, and back. Now here's what matters. 2-nonanol has a distinct odor. Researchers describe it as faintly grassy and greasy. And here's why it's so hard to address with conventional hygiene products. It doesn't dissolve easily in water. Regular soap barely touches it. And perfume or scented lotion sprayed on top, that's like spraying air freshener in a musty room. You're not removing the smell, you're layering on top of it. Think about 2 women, Margaret and Carol, both 71, both meticulous with cleanliness, both former nurses who prided themselves on personal hygiene. Margaret noticed her grandchildren seemed less eager to sit close on movie nights. Carol noticed nothing at all. The difference was not behavior, it was biology. Carol happened to have a slightly faster skin cell turnover rate, meaning the 2-nonanol didn't accumulate as quickly. Margaret's skin held on to it longer. Neither of them was doing anything wrong. Their bodies were just on slightly different timelines. So what do you do about 2-nonanol specifically? The most effective approach is an antioxidant-rich diet. Foods high in polyphenols, green tea, blueberries, apples, tomatoes help slow the oxidative process that creates 2-nonanol in the first place. From the outside, a washcloth with a mild pH-balanced soap applied directly to the neck and upper chest with gentle friction, not just water running over the skin, is significantly more effective than a standard shower. One caveat here. If you have eczema, rosacea, or very sensitive skin, friction-based cleansing may cause irritation. In those cases, a dermatologist can recommend alternatives that clean effectively without damaging the skin barrier. Sign 2. Your sweat glands are slowing down, and that's actually a problem. Most people assume less sweating means less odor. That logic makes sense, but it turns out it's almost exactly backwards. Sweat is not just your body's cooling system, it's also one of its primary waste disposal routes. When you were in your 40s, your eccrine sweat glands, the ones distributed across most of your body, were excreting toxins, salts, and cellular waste continuously. By your late 60s, that output can drop by 30 to 40%. The toxins don't disappear. They stay closer to the skin surface, feeding the bacteria that live there. And bacteria digesting accumulated waste is precisely what produces body odor.
Think of Robert and James, both 74, both retired, both spending most of their days indoors in air-conditioned spaces. Robert started walking outside every morning after breakfast, 15 minutes at first, then 20. James stayed largely sedentary due to hip discomfort. Within 6 weeks, Robert's daughter mentioned that he seemed different, fresher. Robert had not changed his soap or his diet. What he changed was how much he moved. Here is why that works. Gentle aerobic movement, walking, cycling, light swimming, stimulates the sweat glands back into activity, not to the level of a 40-year-old, but enough to flush surface bacteria and restore some of the skin's natural waste-clearing function. Movement also improves circulation, which helps the skin renew itself more effectively. The best time to walk if odor is a concern is early morning or late afternoon, when temperatures are lower and the exertion required is gentler. Even 10 to 15 minutes daily produces measurable benefit. This advice may work differently if you are managing heart failure, kidney disease, or certain medications that suppress sweating. If outdoor exertion feels uncomfortable or causes dizziness, speak with your physician before increasing activity. If you are still watching and finding this valuable, comment the number 2 below. It tells me this information is reaching people who need it. And if you have not already, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video like this one. Sign 3. Your mouth is producing less saliva and nobody warns you. This one is deeply personal for a lot of people and almost never gets discussed openly. After the age of 60, the salivary glands gradually reduce output, often by as much as 50% compared to younger adulthood. Saliva is not just for digestion, it is the mouth's self-cleaning system. It neutralizes acids, flushes away food particles, and regulates the bacterial environment on the tongue, gums, and between teeth. When saliva production drops, the bacteria that cause bad breath are no longer being suppressed. They multiply, and they produce sulfur compounds, the specific chemical responsible for that sharp, persistent bad breath that brushing alone cannot fully resolve. Linda, Dorothy, and Eleanor were all 68, all seeing the same dentist, and all complaining of the same thing. Their breath felt bad no matter how carefully they brushed. Linda was on 3 blood pressure medications, one of which listed dry mouth as a side effect. Dorothy had started sleeping with her mouth open due to nasal congestion. Eleanor had simply reduced her water intake after her doctor mentioned mild kidney issues. 3 women, same symptom, 3 completely different causes. The mechanism is the same in each case, insufficient saliva, but the source matters for the solution. For most people, the fastest intervention is dramatically increased water intake throughout the day. Small sips every 20 to 30 minutes is more effective than large amounts at once. Chewing sugar-free gum or sucking on sugar-free hard candy stimulates saliva production. A tongue scraper used before brushing removes the bacterial film that accumulates overnight. And oil pulling, swishing a tablespoon of coconut oil for 5 minutes before rinsing, has meaningful research support for reducing the specific bacteria responsible for bad breath. If dry mouth is being caused by medication, that is a system navigation moment. Here's what to say to your doctor. I have noticed significant dry mouth since starting this medication. Are there alternative options that might have a lower impact on saliva production, or is there an adjunct treatment I could use? Most physicians have not considered this side effect unless the patient raises it specifically. Sign 4. The 3 body zones almost everyone misses. Here's something that surprises even people who consider themselves very attentive to hygiene. It's not about how often you bathe, it's about where you're actually cleaning when you do. As the body ages and body composition shifts, skin folds and creases become more pronounced in places people don't typically think about during a shower. The back of the neck, behind the ears, the underside of the breasts, the skin surrounding the navel, the area behind the knees. These zones are warm, damp, and often missed by water that simply runs over the body. They become environments where bacteria thrive undisturbed, and they contribute more to noticeable body odor than the commonly cleaned areas.
3 men, Thomas, Bernard, and Frank, all 76, all asking variations of the same question at their primary care visits. Why do I still notice an odor after bathing? Their physician noticed that all 3 were bathing regularly, but none had been taught to pay specific attention to skin folds. The solution was identical for all 3, not more bathing, but different bathing. The practical approach: use a soft washcloth rather than hands alone. Apply a mild, unscented soap directly to the cloth and gently but thoroughly clean the neck folds, behind the ears, beneath any skin creases on the torso, the navel area, and behind the knees. The entire process adds perhaps 90 seconds to a shower. The difference in outcome is significant. After bathing, drying these same areas thoroughly is equally important. Residual moisture in skin folds is a primary driver of bacterial growth. A low-heat hairdryer held 12 inches from the skin works well for areas that are difficult to reach with a towel. If limited mobility makes these areas difficult to reach, this is worth raising directly with a physical therapist or occupational therapist, not as a hygiene complaint, but as a functional issue. Many Medicare Advantage plans cover occupational therapy visits that address daily living activities, which includes bathing safety and thoroughness. If this is opening your eyes to things you did not know before, type the number 4 in the comments. Every single comment helps this video reach other seniors who need to hear this. Subscribe and hit the bell if you have not yet. We put out new videos every week. Sign 5. What you wear and sleep in may be working against you. The last piece of this picture is one that almost no one mentions, and it may be the simplest thing to fix. Your clothing and bedding absorb 2-nonenal, sebum, and bacteria every day. Unlike the metabolic odors produced by perspiration, the compounds that make up age-related body odor bind tightly to fabric fibers. Washing clothing in cold water with standard detergent does not fully break them down. They accumulate over weeks and months, effectively making freshly worn clothing smell like an older version of itself almost immediately. Sheets and pillowcases follow the same logic. The scalp releases oil continuously during sleep. The neck, which we now know is one of the highest 2-nonenal zones, is in direct contact with a pillowcase for 7 to 9 hours a night. Even the cleanest person wakes up and transfers yesterday's chemistry onto today's environment. The practical changes are specific. Wash sheets and pillowcases weekly, not monthly. Add a 1/4 cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle. It breaks down the fatty compounds that standard detergent leaves behind. For clothing worn close to the body, a soak in warm water with a small amount of baking soda before washing makes a measurable difference. Air drying clothing and bedding in sunlight is not just folklore. Ultraviolet exposure kills surface bacteria and breaks down volatile compounds. Rotate between at least 2 pairs of shoes and allow each pair to air out fully between wearings. The foot contains some of the highest concentrations of sweat glands in the body, and enclosed shoes that cannot dry completely become a significant source of odor. This advice applies universally. There are no significant caveats based on health condition. The only adjustment is for people with laundry mobility limitations who may want to coordinate with family or in-home support for bedding changes. If you are watching this for a parent, a spouse, or someone you love, thank you. The fact that you are here tells me something important about you. Here is what I want you to know. The person you are caring for cannot smell this on themselves. This is not a character flaw or a sign of declining standards. The olfactory system's ability to detect one's own scent changes significantly with age, which is precisely why this topic is so isolating. They are not choosing to ignore the problem. They genuinely cannot perceive it the way you do. So what do you do with that information? First, if you need to bring this up, approach it as shared biology, not as personal critique. Something like, I watched a video about how the body's chemistry changes after 65. Some of it genuinely surprised me. I thought we could try a couple of things together. That framing removes shame from the conversation entirely. Practically, the highest impact things you can do offer to help with laundry using the vinegar rinse we mentioned. Bring home a tongue scraper and sugar-free gum without explanation. If mobility is limiting their ability to clean skin folds, bring it up with their primary care physician or request an occupational therapy referral. That is a legitimate medical conversation, not an embarrassing one. And remember this, your presence in their life matters more than any of this. A grandchild who leans in anyway is worth more than any soap. But you can help them feel confident enough to reach out without fear, and that is worth everything.
Let us pull this all together. After 65,
Your body produces a compound called 2-nonenal that regular soap cannot fully remove. Your sweat glands slow down, and the waste they used to flush out stays on your skin. Your mouth produces less saliva, which allows bacteria to thrive. The skin folds that develop naturally with age become zones where bacteria concentrate, and most people are not cleaning them thoroughly. And your clothing and bedding absorb and re-release these compounds unless you specifically address them. None of this is your fault. All of it is manageable. You are not powerless here, not even slightly. The people who experience the biggest improvements are not the ones who spend the most money on products. They are the ones who understand what is actually happening and make a few small, specific changes. An antioxidant-rich diet, a walk in the morning, a washcloth focused on the right zones, weekly sheets, a tongue scraper, alternating shoes. Small things, real results. Here is the one action I want you to take today, just one. Go to the bathroom after this video ends, pick up your washcloth, and spend 90 seconds giving specific attention to the back of your neck, behind your ears, and any skin creases on your torso. That is it. That is where I want you to start. Because you deserve to walk into every room feeling confident. You deserve to be hugged without hesitation. You deserve to age with your dignity fully intact, not in spite of what your body is doing, but because you understand it. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 things surprised you the most? Was it the 2-nonenal compound, the saliva connection, the skin folds? Let me know in the comments. Your answer might be exactly what another viewer needs to see to believe this is real. If this video helped you feel less alone or more informed, please share it with someone you love. They may need it more than they would ever say out loud. Subscribe and hit the bell. We publish new videos every week for people who want to understand their bodies honestly, age with confidence, and live fully, not just longer. We will see you next time, and we are glad you are here.